Hello students, in the last lecture we have studied about the behavior of a conductor in an electric field. In this lecture we will study about a dielectric substance and the phenomenon related to the dielectric substance will be called as polarization. So we see what is a polarization. Now before we move on to the dielectric substance, generally we say the material or the substance are of three types, that is conductors, insulators, and third is semiconductors. Conductors, we know the material which are the good conductor of heat and electricity. Insulator, bad conductor of heat and electricity. Semiconductor lies in between the conductors and insulator. They are neither the good conductor nor they are the bad conductor. And we will also discuss about these semiconductors in our coming chapter. Now there is a fourth type of substance or a material which is also known as dielectric. So this is the word from which we derive the dielectric constant. So in the first chapter we have a dielectric constant. Now what does this dielectric substance means? And what is the polarization of such substance that we will see in this lecture. Now before we move on to this dielectric substance or how dielectric is different from conductor, insulators or semiconductor, let us revise what was the behavior of a conductor in the absence of the field and in the presence of the field. Now we know that in the absence of the field, any conductor consists of electrons, free electrons which were in the random motion, and the ions, the positive ions were oscillating about its mean position. So this was the behavior of a conductor in the absence of the field. E was equal to 0. In the presence of the field, when we place this conductor inside the field, the redistribution of the charges take place. Suppose the external electric field is along x-axis, which was denoted by E naught. Then the redistribution of the charges take place and one surface becomes positively charged, other surface becomes negatively charged, and the field was represented normal to the surface. This was the situation. And inside the conductor there was an induced electric field. This induced electric field was equal in magnitude and opposite in the direction of an external electric field. So resultant electric field was equal to 0. So this was the behavior of a conductor placed in a uniform electric field. So the redistribution of the charges take place and these charges were known as the induced charges. And these induced charges produce an electric field in the opposite direction, that is E induced, such that the resultant field becomes 0. So this was the behavior of a conductor in the absence of the field and in the presence of the field. Now let us define the dielectric substance. So dielectric substance are non-conducting substance. Dielectric substances or dielectric are non-conducting substance. Now insulators are also non-conducting. They do not conduct, and dielectric are also non-conducting. So we will discuss about the difference between the insulating medium and the dielectric medium. But for the time being we assume that dielectric are the substance which are non-conducting. Now this dielectric substance are further divided into two types. So dielectric substance are of two types. Number one, non-polar dielectric, and the second type of the dielectric substance is a polar dielectric substance. Now we will see the behavior of this non-polar dielectric substance and polar dielectric substance in the presence of the field and in the absence of the field, similar to the conductor. Now you have to always remember about the conductor. In the presence of the field, the resultant field of a conductor is zero because the induced electric field opposes the external electric field, and in the absence the electrons were in random motion, and in the presence of the field redistribution of the charges take place. That was the behavior of a conductor. Now any non-conducting substance will be called as dielectric, but there is a difference between an insulating and a dielectric substance. It is not that each and every non-conducting substance will be referred as dielectric. We have a phenomenon which is called polarization. So we will see if any non-conducting substance give the phenomenon or the polarization of such substance. We don't know what is polarization right now, but the non-conducting substance which gets polarized will be called as dielectric substance. So you have to study about the polarization. Now let us come to this dielectric substance. There are two types of dielectric substance. One is non-polar dielectric and other is polar dielectric substance. Let us define this non-polar dielectric substance. So non-polar dielectric substance are those substance in which the center of the positive and the negative charge coincide. So dielectric substance or dielectric molecules whose center of positive and negative charge coincide. That is coincide. Whose positive and the negative charge coincide is called as the dielectric. Is called as non-polar. Is called non-polar. Now what does this center of the positive and negative charge coincide? Example of the non-polar are H2 molecule, O2 molecules. These are the examples of a non-polar dielectric. Non-polar dielectric. Now in such molecules, whether you take H2 or O2 molecules, there are many other non-polar dielectric substances. Their center of positive and negative charge coincide, and the other property of such substance is they do not possess permanent electric dipole moment. They do not possess permanent electric dipole, or they do not possess permanent electric dipole moment. Means they may possess temporary dipole moment. Now what is dipole moment? Dipole moment is defined as the product of the magnitude of either charge and an appropriate or finite distance between them. Now let us talk about non-polar dielectric. What does it mean? When I say dielectric molecules whose center of positive and negative charge coincide are called as non-polar. So let us talk about H2 molecule. Now if I take a H2 molecule, say HH. Now each H consists of one proton and one electron. So I represent this H as this is the one proton or nucleus, and around it an electron is revolving. Similarly, for this H, they form a bond between them. This is the nucleus and this is another electron. Now this positive charges means distance between the positive and positive. Its center will be, say, this. Similarly, the center of the negative charge, that is electron, it also come out to be this point. So this is a point It is like a mean of the distance of the two positive charge or the nucleus and the mean of the distance between the two electrons. So both of this mean comes out to be at the same position, that is called the center of the positive and the negative charge coincide. So say if I say the distance between the two nucleus is 5 meter, it is very small distance, it is in the angstrom, but let us say it is 5 meters. So its mean comes out to be 2.5 meter at the center on either side. Similarly, the electrons are revolving around it, an electron is revolving. So the center of both this electron also comes out to be at the same position, and generally we draw this non-polar molecules like this. So this is I say the center of the positive charge and the center of the negative charge coincide. It means the distance between the center of the positive and negative charge is 0. Now if the distance is 0, what will be the dipole moment? Dipole moment is q into distance. So the dipole moment of non-polar molecule comes out to be 0. So this is the non-polar dielectric. Dielectric molecules whose center of positive charge, so H plus, suppose it's like we have a center of mass, here it is a center of charge. So this is the center of the positive charge. Similarly, we have a center of negative charge. This center of positive and negative charge coincide. So we represent the non-polar dielectric by this symbol. Now since the distance between them is 0, so each molecule will have 0 dipole moment. So generally H2O2 or any other gases are generally non-polar dielectric. Then we have a polar dielectric substance. Now in polar dielectric substance, let us say first give the example. The example of this is NaCl H2O. Now we know that NaCl, so this is N, this is Cl. They form a bond. They are separated by a finite distance. So it is our electric dipole. Similarly water. So OH, H. This is one dipole, this is negative charge, this is positive. This is another dipole. There is some angle between them. So again it is a dipole. Now what are the polar dielectric substance? So polar dielectric molecules or the dielectric molecules having permanent electric dipole moment. Having permanent electric dipole moment is called polar dielectric. So it is opposite of non-polar. They do not possess permanent electric dipole moment. They possess permanent electric dipole moment. Means the positive and negative charge are separated by a finite distance. So for such molecule, P is not equal to 0. Also you can say here the center of positive and negative charge coincide. Here the positive charge and the negative charge are separated by a finite distance. So polar dielectric are the dielectric which possess permanent electric dipole moment. Now let us see the behavior of non-polar dielectric and polar dielectric in the absence and in the presence of the electric field. So the difference should be clear that the non-polar dielectric, the center of positive and negative charge coincide, so they do not possess permanent electric dipole moment. They may possess temporary dipole moment in the presence of the field, that we will see. Polar dielectric on other hand have a positive and negative charge separated by a finite distance. They are separated by a finite distance. So dipole moment is not equal to 0. So for example is NaCl, H2O, etc. For this the example is H2 and O2. Now see the behavior of non-polar in absence of electric field. So in absence of electric field, that is E naught is equal to 0. External field is 0. Now if I draw the non-polar molecule, that is H2 molecule or O2 molecule. So each molecule will be represented like this, plus minus coincide. So this is plus minus one H2 molecule, another H2 molecule, another H2 molecule, another H2 molecule. So in a container like this or in a system, we have H2 molecule. Now in the absence of the field, they are in random motion. They are in random motion. So they keep on, this is an H2 molecules, they are in the random motion. Now how they are in the random motion or why they are in the random motion? Because they are in the random motion due to thermal energy. Thermal energy means the energy available due to the temperature. So suppose it is at room temperature, then the thermal energy available to each of the molecule is 3 by 2 kBT. UT, T for thermal. 3 by 2 kB means Boltzmann constant. Temperature should be taken in Kelvin. So all the H2 molecule, or if we have a oxygen gas, all the molecules are in random motion. So their behavior, this is their intrinsic behavior. So if you take non-polar dielectric and there is no external field, then they are in random motion due to thermal energy and each molecule have a dipole moment 0. So summation of dipole moment is 0. Now summation of dipole moment means the dipole moment of this molecule is 0, the dipole moment of this molecule is 0, the dipole moment of this molecule is 0. So if there are 10 molecules, P1 0, P2 0, P3 0, like this, you do the summation of all the dipole moments and it should come out to be 0, or it is 0 because each molecule have 0 dipole moment. So this is its intrinsic behavior. Now what happens if we place this dipole non-polar dielectric in the external electric field? What was the situation in conductor? They develop a induced electric field in the opposite direction. They develop induced electric field in the opposite direction and the resultant field comes out to be 0. Now let us see what happened to this. So the behavior in the presence of the field. So in presence of field, that is E vector is not, E naught is not equal to 0. Now the field is present. Now as soon as the field is applied, let us first draw the system or the situation. Now when the field is applied, suppose the external electric field is along the x-axis, E naught, like we have taken in the conductor. So electric field is along x-axis. What will happen? The separation of the positive and the negative charge will take place. Now this center of positive and negative charge was coinciding. Now because the electric field is established, when electric field is established along x-axis, this side is a positive charge, this side is a negative charge. So the separation of this positive and negative charge take place. So we say that in the presence of electric field, the separation of the positive and negative charge take place in the non-polar dielectric, and the situation becomes say this is one molecule. So this side the field is like this. This is our external field. This is our external field. So this becomes minus, this becomes plus. So separation of the positive and negative charge take place. Now it depends on the magnitude of the applied field. How much field you apply, that depends how much molecules will get aligned in the direction of the field. Now the redistribution of the charges take place in conductor. Similarly, instead of the redistribution, here the separation of the center of positive and negative charge take place. The center of the negative charge will be separated towards one side and the center of positive charge will be separated towards the other side. Now if this molecules positive and negative charge is separated, their effect comes on a nearby or the neighboring molecule. So again this minus, this plus, again this minus, this plus. So the molecules start aligning in the direction of the field. So this molecule start the aligned in a straight line. Now it is not necessary that all the molecules will align in a straight line. It depends on the magnitude of the applied field, whether the magnitude is large or a magnitude is less. So they may align 100% or they may not align 100%. This phenomenon is called as polarization. For non-polar, so if I say what is polarization for non-polar dielectric. So for non-polar dielectric, the separation of the positive and negative charge take place and the non-polar molecules start aligning in the direction of the field in such a way that their dipole moment, why I am saying that they aligned in the direction of the field. Now see the direction of dipole moment. The direction of the dipole moment is from negative to positive charge. So its dipole moment along the x-axis, its dipole moment along the x-axis, its dipole moment along the x-axis. So all the dipoles align in the direction of the electric field. So when a non-polar dielectric is placed in an external electric field, the first process take place is the separation of the positive and negative charge. And then once the positive and negative charge are separated, all the molecules start aligning in the direction of the field, or they align in such a way that their dipole moment is in the direction of the field. It may be possible that all the molecules may not align. Now, if they align in a straight line, suppose 100% polarization take place. 100% polarization take place means if there are 100 molecules, all the 100 molecules aligned in a straight line like this. If it happens, then such dielectrics are known as linear isotropic dielectric. It is known as linear isotropic dielectric. So linear means a straight line. So if it happens, if the situations comes out to be like this, we call it a linear isotropic dielectric, or I can say the polarization is 100%. All the molecules are aligned. Now all this depend on the magnitude of the external field. So this is the situation now. So what is the situation? That in the absence of the field, the total dipole moment was 0, because all the molecules have positive and negative charge coincide. Now if I say find out the dipole moment of this molecule, so it is from negative to positive direction, the positive and negative charge is separated. So P is not equal to 0. Here P1 was 0, P2 was 0, P3 was 0, P4 was 0, P5 was 0. So summation comes out to be 0. Now P1 not equal to 0, P2 not equal to 0, P3 not equal to 0. So you have to do the summation. Then this 3 molecule summation, then this another 3, another 3, another 3. It means the total dipole moment is not equal to 0. And since this positive and negative charge comes very close to each other, now see, each molecule has a dipole moment. So in the definition, we mentioned that they do not possess permanent electric dipole moment. So when the field was absent, then total dipole moment was 0. Now when the field is present, they have, each molecule have a dipole moment because the center of the positive and negative charge is separated. And now if I find out the total dipole moment, I will do the total of all this, say P1, P2, P3. All molecules are identical. Then P4, P5, P6. So this row dipole moment, this row dipole moment, this all are identical. So I will do the summation. So total dipole moment is not equal to 0. This phenomenon of the separation of the positive and negative charge and the molecules are getting aligned in the direction of the field is called the polarization of non-polar dielectric. So what is the polarization of non-polar dielectric? The separation of the positive and negative charge in the presence of the field, and then they get aligned or they start aligning in the direction of the electric field. That phenomenon is called as the polarization. So this is the behavior of non-polar dielectric. So E0 external, summation P equal to 0. External non-zero, dipole moment non-zero. Now let us see this situation. This is one molecule, minus plus, minus plus. Now since both these molecules comes close to each other, this positive and negative charge cancels each other. Their effect gets nullified. It is not that they are destroyed. Their effect is nullified because one is positive charge and one is negative charge. And in that situation, we have one surface to be negatively charged and one surface is positively charged. And again, they have a induced electric dipole moment. They have an induced electric field. But E vector is equal to E naught minus E induced, minus sign because it is in opposite direction. Otherwise in vector form we write a plus. And this is not equal to 0. So this is a difference between the conductor and the dipoles dielectric. So in conductor, the resultant field was 0 in the presence of the field. The resultant field was 0 when the conductor was placed in an external electric field. Here also induced electric field comes into picture. The induced dipoles are developed on the surfaces, but this induced electric field is not equal to the external field, and therefore the resultant is not equal to 0. So instead of drawing this 3 dipoles, I draw a one large dipole because P1, P2, P3, say 1 centimeter distance, 1 centimeter distance, 1 centimeter distance. So this can be taken as 3 centimeter distance. One surface becomes negatively charged and other surface becomes positively charged, and induced electric field is developed on the dielectric and it opposes our external field. But resultant is not equal to 0 because 100% polarization is not possible. It is not possible that all the H2 molecules get aligned. Linear dielectric, linear isotropic dielectric or linear dielectric is an ideal concept because thermal energy is always available. Thermal energy is always available. Yes, thermal energy can be zero if you have an absolute temperature, that is 0 Kelvin. If you have an absolute or 0 Kelvin temperature, then it may be possible that the polarization, 100% polarization takes place. But the resultant electric field intensity is always not equal to 0. So unlike conductor, the behavior of the dielectric is different. So this was the behavior of non-polar dielectric. So if I say, if I place a non-polar dielectric in an external electric field, what kind of work an external electric field has to do? So first is, the external electric field have to separate this positive and negative charge, and then they have to align this dipole molecules, non-polar dielectric molecule in the direction of the field. So this much work has to be done when the electric field is established. We will see who will do this work or how the electric field will be established. Let us come to polar dielectric. Now polar dielectric is easier, the polarization of polar dielectric is easier as compared to non-polar. Why? Because they already have a dipole moment. यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड को दो काम करने पड़ रहे हैं. एक तो इनको सेपरेट करो पहले, देन इनको सबको अलाइंड करो. दो काम करना पड़ रहा है. पोलराइजेशन में दो काम हो रहे हैं. द center of positive and negative charge are separated, and this field has to align this dipoles in the direction of the field. Your dipole moment is in the direction of the field. यहाँ already the positive and negative charge are separated by a finite distance. But let us see the situation in absence of field. In absence of field, that is E naught is equal to 0. Now here each molecule have a dipole moment. But what is the situation here? Suppose this is one NaCl plus minus. So another NaCl will be like this. Near this minus there will be plus minus. Again this minus will have plus minus. So if they are randomly oriented, again this plus minus are near to each other. So all molecules are randomly oriented. Again this minus will have plus minus. So what will happen? When there is no field, each molecule dipole moment is not equal to 0. When E is 0, each dipole molecule, this is a non-polar, each molecule has 0 dipole moment. So P is equal to 0, P is not equal to 0 for individual molecule. They are randomly oriented. P1 0, P2 0, P3 0, P4 0, P5 0. So total comes out to be 0. For this, P1 not equal to 0. They have a dipole moment. What is the direction of dipole moment? Negative to positive charge. Say P1. What is the direction of this dipole moment? Negative to positive charge. Say P2. Negative to positive charge. P3. But what will happen here? The orientation is such that if P1 is in this direction, there will be some another molecule whose dipole moment is exactly opposite to this. So if there are only two molecules, say there are only two molecules and they are randomly oriented. So if one molecule is oriented like this, the dipole moment is along the x-axis. Then there should be another molecule whose dipole moment is in opposite direction. So what is the resultant? Resultant comes out to be 0. So here also summation P is equal to 0. Similar to this. But what is the difference? Each molecule possess dipole moment. हर एक molecule का dipole moment non-zero है. यहाँ तो हर molecule का dipole moment ही 0 है. तो ये तो 0 प्लस 0 प्लस 0 प्लस 0 प्लस 0 0 ही आता है। यहां इसका डायपोल मोमेंट +1 है तो दूसरे का -1 है, देन अगेन कम्स आउट टू बी 0. So answer is same but the behavior is different. So in polar dielectric, when the field is not present, the resultant dipole moment comes out to be 0, because again due to thermal energy they are randomly oriented. Here they are in random motion because they are generally the gases. So here the molecules are in random motion. Here the molecules are not in random motion. They are called randomly oriented. They are randomly oriented. So if one molecule have a dipole moment, say minus plus in a positive y direction, there is another molecule whose dipole moment is from negative to positive charge. It is in negative y-axis. So again its resultant also comes out to be 0. So as far as the value is concerned, I can say whether the dielectric is non-polar or polar, their resultant dipole moment comes out to be 0 in the absence of electric field. They are in random motion due to thermal energy. They are randomly oriented again due to thermal energy. Each molecule have 0 dipole moment. Each molecule have non-zero dipole moment. Resultant dipole moment summation P of both is 0. So this is the behavior in the absence of the field. Now let us see what happened for a polar dielectric in the presence of the field. Now polar dielectric in the presence of the field. So when the polar dielectric is placed, this is in the absence of the field, random orientation. Again, when I place this in an external electric field, that is E0 is not equal to 0, then again all these dipoles will align in a straight line, giving rise to linear dielectric. If the 100% polarization take place, all the molecules are aligned. Here we have taken NaCl molecule. So NaCl, NaCl, NaCl. Again, this positive charge, that is Na of first molecule and Cl of minus second molecule, comes close to each other. So their effect gets nullified and we only draw the minus charge on one surface and plus charge on the one surface, minus charge on one surface, plus charge on opposite surface. Induced electric field is developed. The direction is opposite. So while doing the calculation, we will do E0 minus E induced. E0 minus E induced. So in the vector form, I have kept the summation sign. So in both the cases, polarization will take place. Whether your dielectric is polar or non-polar, polarization take place. Polarization simply means the alignment of the molecules in the direction of the field. But for non-polar dielectric, the polarization take place in two situations. Means the electric field has to first separate the positive and negative charge and they have to align it. Here they possess the permanent dipole moment, so there is no case of separating the positive and negative charge. So as compared to non-polar, polarization of polar dielectric take place faster than the non-polar dielectric. Also they are the gases, they are in random motion, they are in random orientation. Now we know that when a dipole is placed in a uniform electric field, torque act on it, and torque act in such a way that they rotate and align in the direction of field. So see at a microscopic level, what is happening? When you keep these molecules, let me draw this enlarged, I will draw this enlarged diagram to explain you how the polarization take place. But let us wind up the definition of a polarization. So polarization is possible in non-polar as well as polar dielectric. Here each molecule possesses zero dipole moment. Means summation comes out to be 0 because each molecule has zero dipole moment. Here each molecule possesses dipole moment, but because they are randomly oriented, see the orientation, dipole moment of this direction, dipole moment of this molecule in this direction, so this will be opposite to it. For this, the dipole moment is from negative to positive charge. For this, it is opposite to it. So if there are 4 molecules, again the summation P1 plus P2 opposite direction cancelled, P3 plus P4 opposite direction cancelled, resultant comes out to be 0. Though each molecule possesses the permanent electric dipole moment, but the orientation in such a way that the resultant comes out to be 0 because of the thermal energy available to them. So whether your dielectric is non-polar or polar, polarization do take place. They develop induced charges on the surface in such a way that a dipole moment in each case, dipole moment is in the direction of the field. Dipole moment is in the direction of the field, but induced electric field is in the opposite direction, and as compared to conductor, E naught minus E induced is not equal to 0. So it is not necessary that all the molecules get aligned in the direction of the field. It all depends on the magnitude of the external field. Now the extent of polarization. Extent of polarization means how many molecules will get aligned in the direction of the field. Whether all the molecules get aligned, if all the molecules get aligned in the direction of the field, it is called linear dielectric. Now whether all molecules will align, such structure will take place or not, we have to see. Now this extent of polarization depends on 2 opposite factors. Now see, if I consider this dipole, try to understand this concept. Initially, this is NaCl, this is negative charge, this is positive charge, randomly oriented. It is randomly oriented due to thermal energy. It is randomly oriented due to thermal energy. Now when I apply the external electric field, we have derived the potential energy of a dipole, that is minus Pe cos theta. If you remember, this is the potential energy of a dipole in uniform electric field, and when the dipole gets aligned, theta is equal to 0 and the minimum potential energy is minus Pe. Now see, as soon as we keep this polar dielectric in the external electric field, this is the direction of a dipole moment. It is from negative charge to the positive charge. This is the minus sign, this is plus sign. So this is the direction of dipole moment. If you remember, theta was angle between P vector and E vector. So this is the angle. Now torque will act on it. And how the torque act? Torque act in such a way that the dipole gets aligned in the direction of the field. It rotates. So now this dipole, when placed in an external electric field, will rotate, and it comes or it gets aligned in the direction of field. So at microscopic level, this polar dielectrics or polar molecules which were randomly oriented when placed in external field, torque act on it. Each molecule will rotate till they get aligned in the direction of the field, and when they get aligned in the direction of the field, their potential energy becomes minus Pe. So the extent of polarization depends on 2 opposite factors. One is dipole potential energy tends to align, means the torque will act on this dipole, each and every dipole, they will rotate, their potential energy becomes minimum, that is minus P. So dipole potential energy tends to align them in the direction of the field. On the other hand, thermal energy tends to disrupt. Thermal energy will always be there. So it is impossible to achieve the 0 Kelvin temperature, that is 3 by 2 kBT. So thermal energy will not be 0. However, if the thermal energy which is trying to disrupt this polarization, disrupt means they will not allow linear dielectric. So thermal energy will try to disrupt this arrangement, and potential energy or the dipole will tends to rotate in such a way that they get aligned in the direction of the field. So it tried to rotate like this. Now when it tried to rotate like this was minus sign and this is plus sign. So it becomes minus plus. Now it has minimum potential energy. Now if all the molecules get aligned in the direction of the field, in the coming days, I may write the potential energy is equal to the thermal energy as far as magnitude is concerned. So if 100% polarization take place, I may write PE is equal to 3 by 2 kBT, where actually this minus sign indicate that the torque act on it and they get aligned in the direction of the field. The work was done against the field. The work is done against the field. So as far as magnitude is concerned, if the magnitude of the thermal energy and the potential energy becomes equal, then all the dipoles will get aligned in the direction of the field, and we will say 100% polarization has taken place, or such an arrangement will be referred as linear isotropic dielectric. So whether the polarization will be 100% or 60% or 30%, we will see. They will give us whether 100% polarization has taken place or some percentage, 30-20% of the polarization has taken place. If 100% polarization has taken place, then the minimum potential energy should be equal to the thermal energy. The minimum potential energy should be equal to the thermal energy. So thermal energy equal to the potential energy. So this is all about the polarization of non-polar dielectric and polar dielectric, and we come to this conclusion: whether it is a polar dielectric or non-polar dielectric, polarization do take place and the molecules are aligned in the direction of the field. The dipole moment is in the direction of the field, induced electric field is opposite, and external field minus induced electric field is not equal to 0, which was equal to 0 in the case of conductor. So conductor do not possess or do not show the phenomenon of polarization. Dielectric are non-conducting substance. Now what is the difference between dielectric and insulating substance? So insulating substance are also non-conducting, but they do not show the phenomenon of polarization. Now let us define a new physical quantity which is called polarization only. The quantity is named as polarization and it is denoted by capital P. The small p was for a dipole moment, capital P is for polarization. Now we have seen whether the dielectric is polar or non-polar, they show the phenomenon of polarization. And both the dielectric have the resultant dipole moment not equal to 0. So polarization, capital P, is defined as the net dipole moment. You have to remember it is a net dipole moment per unit volume of the substance. Per unit volume of the substance. So instead of this entire dielectric slab, sometime we will call it a slab, a polar dielectric slab. So instead of taking the length, breadth, etc., we take its volume, per unit volume, 1 meter cube. Like we defined linear charge density, surface charge density and volume charge density. Similarly, the net electric dipole moment per unit volume is called as polarization. So polarization will be total dipole moment per unit volume. SI unit, we know dipole moment, that is coulomb meter, volume meter cube. So SI unit for polarization comes out to be coulomb meter square, that is coulomb upon meter square, which was the surface charge density. So surface charge density was charge upon area. So you have to remember like this, the polarization has same SI unit as surface charge density. So dimensional formula you can directly write from this. It is left as an exercise. Now, depending upon if external field is not very large. Now why we keep this condition? See, there is some limitation about this external field. It may be possible that if this external field is very large, instead of getting this dipole aligned in the direction of the field, they may get disrupt. Or your slab may be damaged, or like a short circuit, it may get damaged. So if the condition is that external field is not very large, you cannot keep external field very large, and we will come to this discussion later on. So if external field is not very large, it has been found that polarization is directly proportional to the resultant electric field intensity. Remember, this is resultant electric field intensity. And what was resultant electric field intensity? That was external minus induced. So when we do the calculation, we will keep a minus sign here. So this is E vector, that is the resultant electric field intensity. So if external field is not very large, if your E0 is not very large, then we come to this conclusion that more polarization will take place if the resultant electric field is large, and less polarization will take place if electric field is less. Therefore, P is proportional to E. Therefore, capital P vector is equal to, now there is some constant of proportionality, and it is denoted as chi E. This symbol is called as chi E vector. Here, this chi E is the constant of proportionality, and its name is electric susceptibility. Like we have susceptibility, like we have electric permittivity, here we have susceptibility. Susceptible matlab how fast or slow the polarization will take place. So if I apply external field to be 1 Newton per coulomb, then say 5 of the molecules get aligned. Say 10 Newton per coulomb, so more molecules will align. So increasing the field may increase the polarization, but same field cannot do the same polarization for different dielectric substance. So if I take a slab of NaCl, the polarization take place say at 10 Newton per coulomb. If I say 100% polarization has taken place, it means all the NaCl molecules are aligned. But if I change the medium, say instead of NaCl, the medium is changed to water, the medium is changed to kerosene. Now if the medium is changed, it is not necessary that 10 Newton per coulomb will align all the molecules of water same as NaCl. So it depends on the susceptibility. Every medium like every medium has a permittivity or dielectric constant, every medium has susceptibility. Susceptibility matlab how fast or slow the polarization take place in the presence of the external field. 10 न्यूटन पर कूलम NaCl के 100 मॉलिक्यूल्स अलाइन करते हैं सपोज, तो 10 न्यूटन पर कूलम वाटर के 100 मॉलिक्यूल्स अलाइन नहीं करेगा, ज्यादा कर सकता है, ये कम कर सकता है, से 90 एग्जाम्पल, आई डोंट नो द एग्जैक्ट वैल्यूज, पर दोनों को हमने एक्सटर्नल सेम लगाई, लेकिन इसके ज्यादा मॉलिक्यूल्स अलाइंड हुए, तो आई विल से द ससेप्टिबिलिटी ऑफ NaCl इज मोर देन द ससेप्टिबिलिटी ऑफ वाटर. मतलब NaCl मीडियम है तो मॉलिक्यूल्स जल्दी से अलाइंड हो जाएंगे, ज्यादा वर्क नहीं करना पड़ेगा. H2O2 अगर नॉन पोलर है फिर तो 10 न्यूटन पर कूलम में शायद 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स भी अलाइन नहीं हो. क्यों? क्योंकि वहां पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड को पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव चार्ज सेपरेट भी करना है और अलाइंड भी करना है. सो वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट दिस ससेप्टिबिलिटी ऑल्सो. Susceptibility means how fast or slow the polarization take place. So capital P is equal to chi E, where chi is called as electric susceptibility, and if I want to find out the SI unit of this susceptibility, so for dipole moment it is coulomb per meter square. For electric field it is Newton per coulomb. So Coulomb square, I write like this, it is Coulomb square per Newton meter square. So Coulomb square per Newton meter square. You write the dimensional formula. It is again left as an exercise. So this is all about the dielectric and the polarization of the dielectric substance. Have a good day.